I need to tell you something before we begin. This story, what happened to me, it's the kind of thing people don't talk about. The kind of thing that gets buried, forgotten. But I'm telling it. And if you think stories like this matter, if you want to hear more truth, more survival, more real experiences, subscribe. Because I have more stories to tell, and you're going to want to hear every single one, especially this one. What would you do if the person who saved your life was also destroying it? My name is Anna, and this is the story of how a billionaire's obsession nearly destroyed everything I loved. It started with a song. It ended with a gun. The Blue Note wasn't much to look at. Dim lights, sticky floors, and a crowd that was more interested in their drinks than the music. But it was mine. Well, not literally, but that stage, that microphone. For 3 hours every Friday and Saturday night, they belonged to me. I was halfway through at last when I saw him. He sat alone at a corner table, perfectly still in a room full of movement. Expensive suit, dark hair, and eyes that... God, those eyes. They weren't just watching me. They were studying me, like I was a puzzle he needed to solve. I should have looked away, should have finished my set and forgotten about the handsome stranger in the corner. But I didn't. After my set, I found him waiting by the bar. "You have an incredible voice. I'm Pete Morrison." "Anna," I said, shaking his hand. His grip was firm, warm. "Thanks. You a music fan?" "I am now." It should have sounded cheesy, but the way he said it, like he meant every word. We talked for hours. He told me about his tech company, his love of old jazz records, his sister Sarah who lived upstate. I told him about my dreams of recording an album, my day job at the coffee shop, my tiny apartment in Brooklyn. He listened, really listened. Not like he was waiting for his turn to talk, but like every word I said mattered. When he asked for my number, I gave it to him without hesitation. That was my first mistake. The next 3 months were like a dream. Pete took me to restaurants I couldn't pronounce, Broadway shows, weekend trips to his beach house in the Hamptons. He bought me a new microphone for my performances, sent flowers to the bar every Friday. Good morning texts, good night calls, random thinking of you messages in the middle of the day. My friends said I was glowing. My manager at the coffee shop asked if I'd won the lottery. In a way, I had. But there were moments, small things that didn't quite add up, like how he always knew where I was, even when I hadn't told him. I was in the neighborhood and thought I'd surprise you. Except I was at a friend's apartment in Queens, not exactly the neighborhood for a billionaire who lived in Tribeca. Or how he'd get this look in his eyes when I talked to other men, even my gay best friend Marcus. "You seem close," Pete would say later, his voice carefully neutral. "He's my friend," I'd reply. "Just my friend." "Of course. I don't like sharing you." He'd say it like a joke, but his eyes weren't laughing. I told myself it was romantic, that he was just invested, passionate. I was so stupid. David Crane was the bar manager at the Blue Note. Mid-30s, easy smile, terrible jokes. He'd been there since I started performing 2 years ago. We were friends, nothing more. He was engaged to a woman named Lisa, a kindergarten teacher he'd been with for 5 years. But we were comfortable together. The kind of comfortable that comes from working side by side, sharing the same space, the same struggles. It was a Tuesday night, my night off, but I'd stopped by to pick up my paycheck. David was restocking the bar. "Hey, stranger, want a drink?" "Just a Coke. I'm meeting Pete for dinner." "Ah, the mysterious billionaire boyfriend. When do I get to meet this guy?" "He's not mysterious, he's just—" That's when I saw him. Pete, standing in the doorway, watching us. "Pete! Hey, I didn't know you were—" "I texted you. You didn't respond." "Oh, sorry, my phone's in my bag. I was just—" "Who's this?" "This is David. He's the manager here. David, this is Pete. David, friendly, oblivious. Nice to finally meet you, man. Anna talks about you all the—" Pete, icy. "Does she?" Uncomfortable silence. Tense, trying to smooth things over. "We should go," I said quickly, grabbing my bag. "Reservation's at 8. In the car, Pete was silent. His hands gripped the steering wheel so tight his knuckles were white. "Pete, are you okay?" "How long have you known him?" "David? 2 years. He's my manager." "He touched your arm." "What?" "When you were laughing, he touched your arm." "Pete, he's engaged. He's just friendly. It didn't mean—" "You're right. I'm sorry. I love you so much, Anna. The thought of losing you—" "You're not going to lose me." "Promise?" "I promise. I meant it when I said it. But promises are easy to make, harder to keep." 2 weeks later, David was fired. The owner called it inventory discrepancies, said money was missing from the register. David swore he didn't take it, but the numbers didn't lie. I believed him. David wasn't a thief. But Pete had been at the bar 3 times that week, always when I was performing, always watching. Did you have something to do with David getting fired? Why would I do that? I don't know, Pete. You tell me. He was stealing, Anna. The evidence was clear. He wasn't stealing. Someone set him up. You're defending him. I'm defending my friend. Is that all he is? I think you should leave. Anna, wait. I'm sorry. I can't stand the thought of anyone hurting you. David wasn't hurting me, but he could have. Don't you see? I'm trying to protect you. I wanted to believe him, wanted to think this was all some terrible misunderstanding. But deep down, I knew. And I stayed anyway. 3 days later, David was arrested. Former bar manager David Crane was taken into custody today on charges of embezzlement and fraud. Prosecutors allege Crane stole over $50,000 from his former employer over a 2-year period. $50,000. 2 years. It was insane. David barely made $30,000 a year at the Blue Note. Why would he risk everything for money he didn't need? But the evidence was overwhelming. Bank statements showing regular deposits into an offshore account in his name. Security footage that had been enhanced to show him accessing the safe after hours. Emails discussing the theft that David swore he never sent. I tried to visit him at Rikers Island, but he wouldn't see me. His public defender said he was too ashamed, too broken to face anyone he knew. Lisa had already moved out of their apartment. took her ring off, posted on social media that she was healing from betrayal. Their wedding was supposed to be in 3 months. And I knew, God, I knew exactly who had orchestrated all of this. I went to Pete's office the next morning. Didn't call ahead, didn't make an appointment. Just marched past his assistant, straight through the glass doors, into his penthouse suite overlooking Manhattan. Anna, what did you do? I don't know what you... Don't you dare lie to me. David is in jail for something he didn't do, and I know you're behind it. He was a threat. What? David Crane was getting too close to you. I saw the way he looked at you, the way you laughed at his jokes, the casual touches, the familiarity. He was my friend. He's engaged. Engagements end. Feelings change. I couldn't take that risk. So you destroyed his life? His career? His relationship? His freedom? I did it for us, Anna. Don't you see? Now nothing stands between us. No distractions, no complications. Just you and me. We can be together now. Really together. I'll take care of you. You'll never have to work at that coffee shop again. Never have to sing in that dingy bar. I'll get you a recording contract, a real one, with a major label. You're insane. I'm in love. Everything I've done because I love you. Can't you see that? That's not love. That's what, Anna? Devotion? Commitment? The willingness to do whatever it takes to protect what's mine. I'm not yours. Yes, you are. I ran, out of his office, down the emergency stairs because I couldn't wait for the elevator, into the street. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might burst. I went straight to the police, the 14th precinct, asked for a detective, told them everything. His name is Pete Morrison. He's a billionaire. He framed an innocent man for embezzlement. He's been stalking me for months. He has a key to my apartment that I never gave him. He admitted everything to me today. You have to arrest him. You have to... Ma'am, slow down. You're saying Pete Morrison, the tech CEO, framed someone? Yes, David Crane. He's in Rikers right now for a crime he didn't commit. And you have proof of this? He confessed to me in his office. Did anyone else hear this confession? Do you have any physical evidence, recordings, documents, witnesses? No, I didn't think to record him. I was scared. I just ran. Look, I understand you're upset, but without evidence, there's nothing we can do. If he contacts you again, if he threatens you, file for a restraining order. Keep a record of everything. But right now, it's your word against a billionaire's. So that's it? He can just destroy people's lives and get away with it because he's rich? I didn't say that. I said we need evidence. Get me evidence and I'll open an investigation. I left the station feeling more alone than I'd ever felt in my life. The city that had once felt full of possibility now felt like a trap. I went home, triple-checked the locks, pushed my dresser in front of the door, sat on my bed with my phone in my hand, wondering who I could call. Who would believe me? I'm sorry I scared you today. I didn't mean to. I just love you so much it overwhelms me sometimes. Please forgive me. Let me make it up to you. Dinner tomorrow? Your favorite restaurant? I've already made a reservation. 8 p.m. I'll send a car. Please don't disappoint me, Anna. You know how much I hate being disappointed. I didn't sleep that night. Just sat there, watching the door, waiting for it to open, even though I knew I'd changed the locks. I didn't know it yet, but the worst was still to come.
I woke up to pounding on my door at 6 a.m. Anna Martinez, this is the NYPD. Open the door.
I stumbled out of bed, still in my pajamas, my mind foggy from the 2 hours of sleep I'd managed to get.
Anna Martinez?
Yes?
You're under arrest for conspiracy to commit fraud, embezzlement, and money laundering. What? No, there's been a mistake. I didn't... Wait, please, I'm innocent. Pete Morrison, he's the one...
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Everything after that was a blur, a nightmare I couldn't wake up from. The police station, the fingerprinting, the mugshot, the cold metal bench in the holding cell, and then the interrogation room. Gray walls, fluorescent lights, a metal table bolted to the floor.
Ms. Martinez, I'm Detective Chen. Let's talk about your relationship with David Crane.
I already told you yesterday, he's my friend. He's innocent. Interesting, because the evidence tells a very different story. We have bank records showing regular transfers from the Blue Notes business account to a personal account in your name, transfers dating back 18 months. That's impossible. I don't have any account like that. We also have emails between you and David Crane discussing the theft, planning it, coordinating it. I never sent those emails. Someone's framing me. We have security footage of you at the bar on 17 different nights when money went missing, always staying late, always alone with David. I was performing. I sing there. Of course I was there. Ms. Martinez, the evidence is overwhelming. But if you cooperate, if you testify against David Crane, the DA might be willing to offer you a deal. There's nothing to testify to. We didn't do anything. Then I guess you'll both be going to prison. A public defender came to see me later that day. Young guy, maybe 26, with a cheap suit and a briefcase held together with duct tape. Ms. Martinez, I'm Jake Torres. I've been assigned to your case. Can you help me? I'm going to be straight with you. The evidence against you is substantial. Bank records, emails, security footage, even testimony from other employees at the Blue Note saying you and David were unusually close. It's all fake! Pete Morrison set this up. He's obsessed with me. He framed David, and now he's framing me. The billionaire? Ms. Martinez, that's a serious accusation. I know how it sounds, but it's true. He confessed to me. He said David was a threat and he had to eliminate him. Do you have any proof? A recording? A witness? No. Then we have a problem. Your bail hearing is tomorrow. Given the amount of money involved and the strength of the evidence, I don't think they'll grant bail. You'll likely be held until trial. How long? Could be months. The system's backed up. I was denied bail the next day. Flight risk, the judge said. The evidence was too strong, the amount too large. They took me to Rikers Island, the same place where David was being held. Orange jumpsuit, plastic sandals, a cell barely bigger than my bathroom. My cellmate was a woman named Tasha, in for assault. She didn't talk much, which was fine because I didn't have anything to say. The days blurred together. Wake up at 6 a.m., breakfast that tasted like cardboard. sitting in the common area, staring at a TV I couldn't focus on. Lunch, dinner, lights out at 10 p.m. My friends stopped visiting after the first week. They believed the news, believed I was a criminal. My mother came once, cried the entire time, then never came back. Too ashamed, she said. Marcus, my best friend, sent one letter. I can't believe you did this. Don't contact me again. The girl who sang at the Blue Note, who dreamed of recording an album, who believed in love and second chances. She was gone. Anna, you have a visitor. I'm not expecting anyone. Well, someone's here. Let's go. I walked into the visiting room, expecting maybe my lawyer with more bad news. It was Pete. Anna, oh God, Anna. I've been so worried about you. Get away from me. I know you're angry. I know you probably think I had something to do with this, but I swear to you I didn't. When I heard you'd been arrested, I was devastated. You're a good actor, I'll give you that. I'm not acting. Anna, I love you, and I'm here to help. I've hired the best criminal defense attorney in New York, Marcus Webb. He's represented senators, CEOs, celebrities. He has an 80% acquittal rate. Why would you do that? Because you're innocent, and because I can't stand seeing you in here. But Anna, Marcus needs your cooperation. He needs you to be honest about your relationship with David. I've been honest. We're friends. The evidence suggests otherwise. The emails, the late nights, the money. That evidence is fake. You know it's fake because you created it. I know you want to believe David is innocent, but sometimes the people we trust disappoint us. David used you, Anna. He manipulated you, and now he's trying to drag you down with him. But you don't have to go down with him. Marcus can get you a deal. Reduce charges, maybe even probation. All you have to do is testify. Tell the truth about David's behavior, his access to the money, his opportunity. You want me to lie. I want you to be free. We can be together, Anna, like we were before. No more David, no more distractions, no more bars or coffee shops, just us, a fresh start. I'd rather rot in here than be with you. That can be arranged. You have until your trial starts. 3 weeks. 3 weeks to make the right choice, Anna. Choose wisely. I sat in that visiting room for an hour after he left, staring at the scratched metal table, tears streaming down my face. I had no money, no real lawyer, no hope, no one who believed me. And Pete had all the power. 2 days before my trial was set to begin, I got another visitor. A woman I'd never seen before. Mid-40s, elegant even in simple clothes, with Pete's same dark eyes and sharp cheekbones. Anna? My name is Sarah. I'm Pete's sister. I know who you are. He talks about you sometimes. I'm sure he does, though I doubt he tells you the truth. I don't have much time. Pete doesn't know I'm here. If he finds out... I need to tell you something about my brother. Something you need to understand. When we were kids, Pete was different, intense. He'd fixate on things, on people. Our parents thought it was just passion, drive. They encouraged it. When I was 16, I started dating a boy named Marcus Chen. Sweet kid, smart. He wanted to be a doctor. Pete hated him from the first moment they met. Pete would follow us on dates, show up at Marcus's house, send him threatening messages. I thought it was just overprotective brother stuff. Annoying, but harmless. One night, Marcus was driving home from my house. His car went off a bridge into the river. The police said it was an accident, faulty brakes, mechanical failure. But I knew Pete had done something. I could see it in his eyes at the funeral. Not grief, not shock. Satisfaction. Oh my God. I confronted him a week after Marcus's funeral. I screamed at him, accused him, and you know what he said? He was hurting you, Sarah. I was protecting you. Marcus wasn't hurting me. He loved me. I loved him. But Pete couldn't stand that I loved someone else more than I loved him. After that, I left. Changed my name from Morrison to Chen. Took Marcus's last name to honor him. Cut all contact with Pete. Moved across the country. I've been hiding from him for 23 years. But when I saw your story on the news, when I saw what he was doing to you and David, I knew he was doing it again, and I couldn't stay silent anymore. Why are you telling me this? Because you need to know what he's capable of. And because I have proof. I hired a private investigator 6 months ago. When I heard Pete was dating someone, I got worried. I've been tracking him. These are bank records showing Pete paid a hacker named Vincent Torres $50,000 to create fake financial records in your name. These are emails between Pete and a man named James Sullivan, a former employee at the Blue Note, who planted the evidence against David in exchange for $100,000 and a job at one of Pete's companies. Oh my God. This is security footage from Pete's office building, showing him meeting with both of these men. And this? This is a recording of Pete talking to his lawyer about how to handle the Anna situation if you didn't cooperate. If she won't come back to me willingly, we need to ensure she has no our options. Prison worry. Make her dependent. Then close that I'm all she has. Why didn't you go to the police with this? I tried. 23 years ago. They didn't believe me. Pete's too powerful, too connected, too good at covering his tracks. But you have a platform now, a trial, media attention. If you can get this evidence in front of a judge, in front of a jury, they'll have to listen. 2 minutes. Take this. Hide it. Don't tell anyone you have it until you're in that courtroom. And whatever you do, don't let Pete know. I couldn't save Marcus, but maybe I can save you. Time's up. Be strong, Anna. You're stronger than you know. For the first time in weeks, I felt something other than despair. Hope. But hope is a dangerous thing in a place like Rikers Island. That night, I was moved to a different cell. No warning. Just 2 guards showing up at 2 a.m. Martinez, grab your stuff. You're being transferred. Transferred where? Different cell block. Move. Something felt wrong. The guards wouldn't look at me. The hallways were too empty. Too quiet. You've got a new cellmate. Try to get along. The woman in the cell was huge. 6 feet tall, heavily muscled, with scars across her face and arms. Anna Martinez. Heard a lot about you. Yeah? Yeah. Heard you've been causing problems for some important people. Rich people. I was paid $20,000 to make sure you don't make it to trial.
What? Help! Someone help me!
Should have taken the deal, bitch.
I couldn't breathe. Her hands were around my throat. My vision was going dark. I thought, this is it. This is how I die.
Break it up! Break it up now! They pulled her off me before she could finish the job. Took her to solitary. Took me to the medical unit. Bruised trachea, contusions on your face and arms. You're lucky she didn't crush your windpipe. Lucky. But the message was clear. Pete wanted me silent. Wanted me dead. But I wasn't going to give him that satisfaction. Not anymore. I had Sarah's evidence. I had the truth. And in 2 days, I'd have a courtroom. Pete Morrison was about to learn that I wasn't as easy to break as he thought. The trial started on a cold Tuesday morning in October. The courtroom was packed. Media in the back rows, my mother in the gallery looking small and scared. And Pete, sitting 3 rows behind the prosecution, watching me with those dark, intense eyes. All rise. The People versus Anna Martinez and David Crane. Judge Patricia Holloway presiding. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the evidence will show that Anna Martinez and David Crane conspired over an 18-month period to steal more than $50,000 from the Blue Note Bar and Lounge. You will see bank records, emails, security footage, and testimony from multiple witnesses that prove, beyond a reasonable doubt, that these 2 defendants are guilty of fraud, embezzlement, and money laundering. They betrayed their employer. They betrayed their community. And they thought they'd get away with it. I sat there, listening to them tear apart my life, my character, my dreams. Witnesses testified that David and I were unusually close, that we stayed late together, that we had opportunity and motive. And then it was my turn. Your Honor, the defense would like to call Anna Martinez to the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Anna, can you tell the court what happened, in your own words? I was framed by a man named Pete Morrison. Objection! Relevance! Your Honor, this is overruled. I'll allow it. Continue, Ms. Martinez. Pete Morrison is a billionaire. He's also obsessed with me. We dated for 3 months. When I tried to end the relationship because of his controlling behavior, he targeted my friend David Crane. He framed David for theft to eliminate him as a threat. And when that wasn't enough, when I still wouldn't come back to him, he came after me. I have evidence. Bank records showing Pete paid a hacker named Vincent Torres $50,000 to create fake financial records in my name. Emails between Pete and James Sullivan, a former Blue Note employee, proving Pete paid him to plant evidence against David. Security footage of Pete meeting with both men, and a recording of Pete discussing how to break me so I'd have no choice but to depend on him. Order! Order in this court! Your Honor, we were never provided with this evidence during discovery. This is... Your Honor, my client only received this evidence 2 days ago from a confidential source. We're providing it to the court now in the interest of justice. I'll allow it, but I want both counsels in my chambers, now. Court is in recess for 1 hour. That hour felt like a lifetime. I sat in a holding room with my lawyer, waiting, hoping, praying that the evidence would be enough. And then we were called back.
After reviewing the evidence presented by the defense and consulting with both counsels, this court has determined that there is sufficient cause to investigate the allegations against Pete Morrison. Furthermore, given the serious questions raised about the integrity of the evidence against Ms. Martinez and Mr. Crane, I am dismissing all charges pending a full investigation.
You did it! Anna, you did it! I couldn't speak, could barely breathe. After weeks of hell, of fear, of hopelessness, I was free. But Pete wasn't done. Hello?
Anna, you need to leave the city, now. Pete knows I gave you the evidence.
Sarah? I called her 20 times. No answer, straight to voicemail. And then I got a text from Pete's number. If you want to see Sarah alive, come to the warehouse on Pier 47. Alone. You have 1 hour. The photo showed Sarah, bound to a chair, duct tape over her mouth, terror in her eyes. I should have called the police, should have let them handle it. But Sarah had saved my life, risked everything to give me that evidence. I couldn't let her die for it. But I wasn't stupid. I called David, told him where I was going, told him to call the police if he didn't hear from me in 2 hours. The warehouse was in Red Hook, abandoned, dark, the kind of place where bad things happen and no one hears you scream.
Pete, I'm here. Let her go.
Anna, thank you for coming. I knew you would. Sarah was tied to a chair in the center of the warehouse, alive, crying.
Let her go. This is between you and me.
You're right. It is. You humiliated me, Anna, in front of the entire city. My company's stock has dropped 40%. My board forced me to resign. The police have frozen my assets pending investigation. You did this to yourself.
I did this for you. Everything I did was for you. And you threw it back in my face. You destroyed innocent people. You tried to have me killed. I was protecting you, protecting us.
Don't you understand? I love you.
I've never loved anyone the way I love you.
You're everything to me. That's not love, Pete. That's obsession. That's control. That's abuse. If I can't have you, no one can. He pulled out a gun, pointed it at me. I'm sorry it has to end this way. I really am. Put the gun down, Pete. David stepped out from behind a shipping container, followed by 4 police officers with weapons drawn. What? How? It's over, Pete. We heard everything. The confession, the threats, all of it.
Pete Morrison, drop the weapon, now.
No, this isn't how it's supposed to go.
Anna and we're supposed to be together. We're meant to be together.
We were never meant to be together, Pete. You just couldn't accept that someone could say no to you. I gave you everything. Everything I had. You took everything. From me. From David. From Sarah. From everyone who got in your way. I just wanted you to love me. That's all I ever wanted.
Pete Morrison, you're under arrest for kidnapping, attempted murder, stalking, conspiracy to commit fraud, and obstruction of justice. Sarah, are you okay?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you. Thank you for coming. You saved my life first. I wasn't going to let him hurt you.
You both okay?
We will be. Pete Morrison was sentenced to 25 years in prison, no possibility of parole. And for the first time in months, I could breathe.